Dune 2021's running time may have been hinted at thanks to an early reaction that Kevin Smith has shared during a recent livestream. There are also some new details surrounding Stellan Skarsgård's Baron Harkonnen, which I will all be getting to in this latest video. Before I get into all of this information, if you want to see much more videos on Dune leading up to its release date later this year, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoy this video, remember to leave a like rating. But without further ado, let's discuss this recent news for Denis Villeneuve's Dune. So on a recent livestream, Kevin Smith has shared an interesting reaction to Dune, and in particular, this is based on the response that someone gave him after watching the film. Smith said that the person he knows told him that Dune is almost a 3-hour movie and quotes them by saying that it is incredible. I will leave a link in the description if you want to watch the clip yourself, but let's get right into my thoughts. As someone who has read Dune, I personally think that this is good news, because primarily it allows the details of book 1 and 2 in the first novel, which this film is heavily rumoured to be based on, to breathe and to be explored more deeply. Everyone who has read Dune knows of the intellectual aspects of the science fiction journey and how it could be difficult to portray on screen. But with this rumour from a credible source that the movie has a potential running time of 3 hours, it could be a hint that Denis is approaching the finer details within the story that differ in a huge way to, say, David Lynch's Dune. That adaptation skipped a lot of vital scenes from the book, and audiences who weren't accustomed to the world of Dune would have strange reactions to the story. If this news is in fact true, then it could mean that Denis' adaptation will have more time to really explore the world and characters much more deeply. Of course, as a Denis Villeneuve fan, I do understand that the director likes to bring atmosphere and a slower pace to his filmmaking, but regardless, with more running time, the audience may be allowed to really familiarise themselves with the world and have more time to think about the concepts and character actions while they watch the film. We'll have to see, but with this reaction stating that the film is also unbelievable, it does get me even more excited for what the director and his team pulls off. Moving on, we also get another reaction towards Dune, and this comes from the movie's co-writer Eric Roth, who says that the film is spectacular while noting some other details. In a recent interview, he said that working on Dune was wonderful, and hopefully people love Dune so much that they do want to have a second part, and I'm sure Denis would do an amazing version of that. He goes on to say that it's completely the first half. I didn't know when we started, so I think I adapted a little more than the first half and started going into the second half of the book. But I've seen the film, it's the first half. This is interesting because it once again brings up the question of where the film will end. I've done a whole video talking about this, and if you've seen it, you'll know that I think the film will end at the finale of Book 2, entitled Muad'Dib. This is obviously connected to the Water of Life scene, and we can't quite decipher whether Eric Roth is alluding to that ending or something that happens before. Still, I think most Dune fans would predict that this is the most likely ending, but I guess we can only wait and see which route they take. The final detail to discuss in today's video concerns what the actor Stellan Skarsgård said regarding his evil character, Baron Harkonnen. The actor is no stranger to Hollywood tentpoles thanks to his role as Erik Selvig in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but he gets a far bigger and vital role in Denis Villeneuve's upcoming Dune adaptation. Frank Herbert described Baron Harkonnen as grossly and immensely fat in his 1965 novel, and that description sent Skarsgård into the makeup trailer for hours in order to properly transform into the villain. As the actor told the Daily Beast, he spent about 30% of his time making Dune with the process of putting on the makeup. He says, "I did 8 or 10 days on the movie, so my character doesn't show up for too much, but his presence will be felt. He's such a frightening presence where even if he doesn't say anything, I think you'll be afraid of him. I had 8 hours in the makeup chair every day, and in some scenes I look very tall because I levitate." He goes on to answer a question about why he wanted to get involved with the adaptation, saying, "The thing about it, and why I'm looking forward to this film as well, is because it's Denis Villeneuve. Whatever he does, he creates an atmosphere that is dance, that you can touch, and you're just sucked into it. You're never bored even if he does long, slow takes. The atmosphere builds up and you're in this universe. I think it will be the same with this one. He's lovely to work with and a beautiful man. It's going to be directed by a true filmmaker. It's not going to be directed by the studio, and it seemed like they were giving him pretty free hands. And you have to, because his personal stamp on the film is paramount for the success of it." So it looks like the Baron is going to play a shorter role as expected, but one which is vital when establishing the threat of the Harkonnens and the pressure that House Atreides are put under. We'll have to see how this correlates in the film, but what we learn from all of this latest news is that Dune is exciting people who have seen the film early and worked on it, giving us some extra anticipation that I'm sure most of us don't need. But what we do need is some marketing, because the average viewer needs to see what the film is capable of, and hopefully we will get that very soon. But they were all the brief details surrounding the running time, early reactions, and Baron Harkonnen for Denis Villeneuve's Dune. Again, I think with Dune potentially being 3 hours, it allows the director and his team the room to craft a film that expresses all the detail and plot points to their potential, giving us a faithful but creatively open adaptation of Frank Herbert's book. The brief review from Kevin Smith and the details from Eric Roth and Stellan Skarsgård also helped to build the hype leading up to the film's launch. But let's hope that we will start to hear some more details very soon surrounding Denis Villeneuve's film, and I'm praying that we can see it on the big screen later this year. Let me know down below in the comment section what you personally think towards the film being 3 hours long, alongside your thoughts on the comments of Stellan Skarsgård and Eric Roth. For more videos surrounding Dune leading up to its release this year, then subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoy this video, remember to give it a like rating. I will be covering news and topics for Dune whenever new information comes out, alongside continuing my Road to Dune series in the next few weeks, so look out for all of these uploads. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.